Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you all doing? It's now April the 4th. It's a Thursday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. I hope you guys have had a very profitable few days trading so far. I think it's been one of the most volatile few days that we've seen, right, in a very long time. And I really do hope that a lot of you guys capitalized on it. Did I? I did all right. Could have done a lot better, of course. I think I'm up about 3,800 Canadian this month. Pretty decent. I've posted all my trades. Oh, sorry about that. Let me So it was all right. Like yesterday, I did 1,200 Canadian. So and the day before I did 2,700 Canadian. So I'm at about 1,300 for the month in 3 days, 4 days. It's averaging about 1,000 a day. So I'm pretty happy about that. Um, yeah, my goal this month is about 10,000. So I'm not really shooting for anything too big compared to what I normally play. But yeah, anyways, let's get on with this technical analysis. I think it's been very volatile so far, and man, it's been a fun trading, put it that way. Still getting back to the swing of things, and we reached a very massive resistance already, right? And because we reached this resistance anywhere between 5.25, 5.5K, it was pretty obvious, in my opinion, that we were going to downtrend. But before I get into this technical analysis, I would like to show you guys my plans for my next position, as I'm always showing you, because I like to be as transparent as I possibly can for the public. So my plan is to long BAB. For those that don't know what BAB is, it's Bitcoin Cash on Bitfinex, the original, right? When they forked it, they made, whatever, the BAB SV or something. I forgot what it's called, to be quite honest. So yeah, I'm going to be longing BAB anywhere between 260 and 240, around those ranges, okay? That's my goal. I'm going to do it actually right here. I moved it down by accident. There you go, right around there, those ranges. It's downtrending pretty hard right now, so 260 to 240, that's where I want to buy, right? And the reason for that is because it's just hitting a very prominent level. Like, let me go to, for example, a 1 hour chart here. It's hitting some supports down over here, right? It's also right at the 0.5 Fibonacci region as well. And on some higher time frames, it's also it's going to probably meet right at the 55 EMA. So to me, that's a very good sign, right? It just generally speaking. So I'm in no position, just so you know. And the reason I'm showing you Bitfinex is because I'm just referring to the level 2 here. It looks, my opinion, right? So let's go back to Bitcoin and do a very detailed analysis today, but very brief. Okay, so this was pretty cool, right? I hope you guys watched this around the 4,300 range, 4,320 specifically. That was kind of a good number, or 4,300. As soon as that broke out, wonderful, right? And now for the people that are trading on a swing, right? The best time that you should have bought on a swing is when this 55 moving average strategy with the golden crossover happens, right? So when it starts to fan out, my lips are really dry right now. I apologize if I'm smacking my lips here. It's when the 200 moving average ends up moving below all of them, right? And then you get the 200, and then the 55, and then the 21, and then the 13, and then the 8. Whereas over here, the 200 moving average is resisting all of it, right? Here it's supporting. So you would have bought it on this breakout right there as soon as it crossed over around 3,700, and you still would not be selling right now because the white, which is the 200 moving average, it hasn't officially crossed over to the upside yet, right? Where it's acting as a resistance. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Now, if I go further back, for example, on a 12-hour time frame, okay? Let me just show you guys, for example, from right here. Let's just go from right around there, okay? What do you guys see? You guys see that we're reaching right at the 0.68 Fibonacci retracement region, right? So that's a resistance. And I think a lot of people entered shorts right around there. They were hoping for it anywhere between the middle of 0.5 and 0.618 to about the golden pocket range right over there. So yeah, that's interesting, right? And not only that, like when you started to see some candles form as well, you know what? As soon as let me just show you guys here, okay? As soon as you started to see this downtick right there on the histogram, right? Look on the histogram right there. You started to see downticking. That was a sign. Not only that, when you start to see almost a double top there and then a really low peak, right? You see a really low peak here, but even though the price is higher than all the previous ones, right? So you're seeing it lose strength on a 4-hour time frame, and you're also seeing it downtick on the histogram as well. So those were pretty strong indications, right? Not only that, this candle right there was a huge bearish spinning top with very low RSI. So that was a huge signal to start shorting, right? Not only that, I've also been mentioning for the past few days now that right around 5.25, 5.5, that's the zone you want to be shorting at, right? So now what are we looking at? Okay, what we're looking at now is basically a Fibonacci retracement region. But before I do that, I want to show you guys my Elliott wave count, okay? So the way that I see Elliott wave is like this right now, okay? I see this as 1. I see this as 2. I see this as subways 1, 2, and I see this all as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I see this as 5. Now we're making a fourth down, actually, in my opinion, okay? We're making a fourth down. So I don't know where this is going to go, but just based on you know, Elliott wave, that seems to make the most sense, right? Because then you got to look at it like this, okay? I apologize if I'm licking my lips. Once again, it's extremely dry and I'm too lazy to get chapstick. So what I would assume is that this right here, okay, is going to be the absolute lowest. We'll see it because we do not interfere with that rule or break it where wave 4 enters wave 1 territory by a large amount, like more than a wick, for example, okay? So you don't want to do that. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger for you. Okay, so if that is the resistance at the peak of wave 1 territory, that means that wave 4 cannot really get lower than that, okay? Now, I don't know exactly where 3 could be. Who knows, right? But this is just an I'm more so interpolating it, right? It's more so just to give you guys a visual representation of how it could go. Okay, so now I take my trend-based fib extension, okay? Yeah, and I say to myself, all right, well, let's just go with like a 5,300 target or a little bit higher than that, 55 maybe, right? Might even double top. You never know, right? It might even double top. I'm just going to assume 5,500 or something like that. And then I'll assume anywhere up to wave 1 territory. But most likely, in my opinion, okay, so why is 3 higher than that, right? You guys are probably wondering. Because I see this as 1, A, B, C. I see this as like a leading first wave of some sort. I see this as 1, 2, 3, and then a 4, right? I see this as 3, and there's a 4 coming down somewhere. Maybe this one will be 4,600, but it won't be lower than 44 for sure. So something like that, okay? Let me just do that again. I think I right-clicked it by accident. Sorry about that. Okay, something like that. Just to give you guys an idea. Because I see this as 1, 2, and then now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this has got to be 4 coming down, right? Somewhere. And there's a 5th going upwards still. Makes sense to me. So yeah, that is pretty much how I'm eyeballing it right now. So what I am doing, I'm not going to take my Fibonacci retracement of the whole structure. I'm just going to take it for this specific wave 3 that I've denoted. Right. So if I demarcate just this specific section, I can say that's reasonable, isn't it? A retracement anywhere between, I don't think it's going to be 4,800 to be quite honest. I think it's going to be anywhere between 44.72 and 46.37. So that's going to be my long entry for Bitcoin. And it makes a lot of sense, right? It makes tons of sense. I actually started buying BAB earlier. I'll be completely honest with you guys, right? I'm not really playing with a big amount right now. I'm playing with like 10K at most. It's tiny right now because I'm actually accumulating. So, and I don't need to play more than 10K to be quite honest. But I bought Bitcoin, BAB. I just bought 5. Then I started to see the momentum reverse. Close my position right away. But I'll probably enter like a 30-40 BAB position. Nothing too extreme today. Yeah, because when there's a lot of volatility, this is what I learned from my mistakes in the past, right? So when I'm scalping, 1 to 2% during slow days, I'd scalp, 1 to 2%, but with a big position like 50K, right? So 1% with 50K is pretty decent, right? But when there was a lot of volatility, right, it made me more nervous because we're talking about 10% changes in minutes sometimes, right? And we've seen that. Whereas when you're scalping on a slow day, it's really different. You got to be patient. So when you're playing a larger position size, it's much easier for you to lose amount, and it actually is more stressful, right? So what you want to do is really remove that emotional aspect and just be in a comfortable and conducive setting when you trade, and never trade in a position size where you're uncomfortable, right? If you are, you got to really take a step back. That's what I've learned from my mistakes in the past. So when there's heavy volatility, I'm cool, guys, like playing 10, 20K, because that's it's a lot of money when it even moves 2, 3%, and it's pretty fast, right? So if you're playing like 10, 20, let's say 10K, and it moves 5%, that's pretty good profit already today, right? It's not like other markets, like where it's much slower paced. So yeah, BAB is coming along very nicely to my range right here. I think that Bitcoin finally broke over here. Did it break the descending triangle? It's probably, yeah, it broke it, right? So this was the descending triangle that we were seeing on Bitcoin. We were seeing it right here, right? It was trying to break 49.50, 400 or 4900 ranges. So that's my long entry, guys. It's going to be around anywhere between 44.72, 46.37, and then after that is to be determined, right, where it could possibly go. So we'll have to see about that. But I think it's going to go possibly to like 5,500 at most. And then we're going to see a pretty heavy downtrend for the wave 4 coming down. But I still believe that this is only the subwave 4 going up, and there's still one more going, subwave 4 coming down, and then there's one more wave going upwards as well. So that's kind of my quick thoughts for Bitcoin today. And I wanted to give you guys an idea of my position as well and my plans. So I don't really have much more to say than that. I'll keep you guys updated after I get some food in me as well. So have yourselves a great day, and I hope you're all doing very well. Take care now. Bye.